Hi guys, Bookem is not here. He is working, but we have some fun reads that I will review for you guys. So I'm really excited because I read Gideon Falls for the first time last night. And this is one that Dan really loves. So I want to review it with you guys. And this is Oliver Queen here that we have going on. Okay, so we have the first 3 trades of Gideon Falls. And I didn't want to bother Dan because he's working. So I wrote what it's about on my phone. So let me just pull it up. So this is basically coffee and comics today. I hope everybody's doing well. Tough times, huh? All right, Gideon Falls. The legend of the Black Barn tells of an otherworldly building that has appeared and reappeared throughout history, bringing death and madness in its wake. Now, its mystery entwines the lives of 2 very different men, one a young recluse obsessed with finding hidden clues within the city's trash, and the other a washed-up Catholic priest finding his place in a small town that hides dark secrets. Neither of them are prepared for what is inside the Black Barn. Okay, so that description doesn't sound like it would be the best, right? But it is so good. It's very character-driven. It's about Father Fred and Norton. Those are the 2. The recluse is Norton. And Father Fred is I wouldn't say he's like a washed up priest. He more has he's struggling with things in life that people think that maybe because you're a man of the cloth, you don't necessarily have these issues or whatever, but he does. And it makes him really human. This book, oh man, after I was done with the 3rd one, I was like, where's the 4th one, Dan? Where's the 4th one? And he's like, it doesn't come out till April. So I was really sad because you will get, if you need something for your mind to kind of escape for, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I would definitely recommend Gideon Falls. So there's so many different things. And also if you have if you started a comic book, book club or anything, this is so great because there's so many things that you could talk about. It's a great execution of what mental health looks like. Norton struggles with OCD, and his psychiatrist follows him around because he's going around the city and he's finding these clues that you later learn that he's kind of trying to rebuild the Black Barn. So somebody who struggles a lot with anxiety, and I have PTSD, I understood Norton so well because people think automatically you're just crazy. They dismiss you really, really easily. So it was a really good look at, and they wrote it really well. It reminds me of a Hitchcock film. So as you guys probably know, we love TCM, we love old movies, anything and everything that's related to old Hollywood. So it definitely, it was definitely reminded me of a Hitchcock film, but then there's some parts that reminded me of Mr. Robot and Stranger Things. If they decided to come together and have a baby, it would be Gideon Falls. So this is my number 1 pick. Definitely pick this up. And I do believe that this is on Hoopla, which is a service that you're hopefully wherever you're at, your local library does provide, because you can read this for free. So I would definitely recommend. So that's our first pick. What do you think, Ollie? Yeah. Okay, the next one is kind of heavy. But it's really beautiful. It's called The Other Side, and it's by Jason Aaron, and the art's by Cameron Stewart. Jason Aaron does Southern Bastards and Scalped. Cameron Stewart was the artist for Motor Crush, rather. Sorry. And Fight Club 2. Fight Club 2 I'll review later on. But this is really beautiful. So I will read you it and then I will go through and tell you about it. Okay, so this hard-hitting graphic novel examines life on opposing sides of the Vietnam War through the eyes of two young men. Bill Everett is a 19-year-old Alabama farm boy who's been drafted into the Marine Corps, while 19-year-old Vietnamese farmer Vo Bin Dai enlists in the People's Army of Vietnam to fulfill his duty to his country. Along the way, Private Everett encounters vicious drill instructors, talking maggots, voiceless ghosts, and a rifle that begs him to shoot himself. We're really going high today, aren't we? Vo Dai must undertake the long march south through dark forests and bloody swamps, past tigers and dragons and mounds of dead. Both men struggle with their own demons and nightmarish visions before their showdown, which happens at the end. So I'll show you the art first. The art's really beautiful, and if you are a fan of Cameron Stewart, then you know that the art's really good. So you can kind of see, I don't know how much you can see, but so it's a really beautiful book. So this book was written as an homage to Jason Aaron's cousin, Gustav Hasford, who was a Marine combat correspondent during Vietnam, who wrote the novel Short Timers that inspired Stanley Kubrick's film Full Metal Jacket. So if you've ever seen Full Metal Jacket, that's basically what you're reading. So it's hardcore. This is very hardcore. Gustav's novel is considered to be one of the best novels written about the Vietnam War. Cameron Stewart was so committed to this project that he actually went to Vietnam, and this is the deluxe edition. So you can kind of see him. He did like a video, like a diary, and he took pictures of Vietnam, and he spent some time there just so when he was drawing, he could like visually like know what he was drawing. So there was a lot of people that were wanting to really make this a beautiful homage to his cousin. You really do get the sense of the struggle and on both sides, and that both sides are kind of struggling with the same thing. And I would say it's a great illustration of what they would call back then shell shock, or as we know now, PTSD. So I would definitely recommend this one. I would consider this one to be it's really beautifully done. Like I said, if you are looking for books for your kids or anything, just know you're basically reading like a Vietnam version of Full Metal Jacket. It's kind of intense. So, but definitely really beautiful. And it's a beautiful homage to his cousins, but he did a wonderful job. So, next up, Little Bird. Dan just gave me the thumbs up, so I guess I'm doing a good job. Okay, Little Bird I read on Hoopla because Dan only has the single issues, and he had them bundled. So usually that means he keeps them if he thinks that they're going to be like a book to grade or a book that's going to appreciate in value. So I get really scared to open them, so I just left them and I just read it on Hoopla. But I read the first five issues, and that's what book is the first 5 issues. So, Little Bird, with the same limitless scope as Star Wars and the social political explorations of A Handmaid's Tale. How do those even go together? But it does. Little Bird tells a story of a young resistance fighter battling against an oppressive American empire while searching for her own identity in a world on fire. A gorgeously illustrated epic where one girl risks everything to save her people, her land, and the freedom they so desperately deserve. So, if you guys ever read Pretty Deadly, Little Bird reminds me of that. When you first read it, you don't know what's going on. You kind of have to go back and read it again, and you realize that it's very much like a mashup of family, technology, religion, mythology, dystopia, and science fiction all into one. It's written by, let's see, what is his name? His name is Darcy Van Polgeis, and he is a multi-award winning director, writer, and editor, most famously known for Covas. It's a very visual book. It's I was reading the review that NPR did on it, and it's almost like a little too visual because you need to. It's definitely made for like a mini series. It would be a great mini series, or a short film. He does shorts, so I think that would be really great. The art is really, really gorgeous. I love the art. So that is Little Bird. You know, it's kind of, it's like a mythology type of book. So if you're into that, I would definitely pick up Little Bird. And like I said, I would show you the art inside, but when Dan has them sealed like this, I don't open them because they might be valuable. All right, last one, guys. This one, you guys have to tell me if you guys have ever read this one, because this is Fashion Beasts. This is another one that Dan got me when we first started. When he first started getting into comics, he picked this one up. This is by Alan Moore, and he worked with Malcolm McLaren from the Sex Pistols. So he was like, it has fashion and it has somebody from the Sex Pistols, so maybe she'll like it. Moore turned his attention to a classic retelling of a Beauty and the Beast through this unyielding, imaginative vision. Doll was unfulfilled in her life as a coat checker of a trendy club, but when she is fired from the job and auditions to be a mannequin for a reclusive designer, the life of glamour she always imagined is open before her, and she soon discovers that the House of Celestine is as dysfunctional as the clothing that defines the classes of this dystopian world. I wanted really hard to like this book because, like I said, I love the two people that collaborated on this book. It's not the Disney Beauty and the Beast. It's like the real Beauty and the Beast, like the 1750 French story, Beauty and the Beast. So, terrifying. Alan Moore, if you ever read anything from Alan Moore, he's not obvious and he's not really easy to kind of like pinpoint where he's going with the story. It's very punk. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like I said, I've read it like 3 times over and I'm still trying to understand it, but that's why it's probably really good. It's worth picking up if you're a Sex Pistols fan or a fan of punk, or because there's the art in it. There's kind of like hidden little things in there that you would pick up if you like that type of music. And if you want to learn more about Malcolm McLaren, there's awesome articles about him and how he was really a fashion icon and not only a great person to music. So Fashion Beasts. So I hope everybody's doing well. Comment below, what are you guys reading? Because I'm looking for new things to read, and I hope you all are doing well. And Bookem Dana will be back. He's just working. So Oliver and I are saying, have a great day. Bye, guys.